Biafra, superstars, media.
My people, my Biafran people, how on a day today? I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say, may God bless Biafra, and may God bless His Excellency, Oyendo Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless, may God bless, may God bless, may God bless, may God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Biafra, USB, His Excellency, ESN, Ekpa, Simon and Joko, for the job Simon is doing. Simon, I want to say we thank you. We appreciate you. We love you because we know in your hands, Biafra has come. In your hands, Biafra will be safe. And in your hands, now that Biafra has come, the people of Biafra will rejoice. When I say the people, I mean the men, the women, the children, the old, the young, the sick, the mild, the gentle, the civilized and the uncivilized. Those born in Biafra and those born in the bite of Biafra, we shall all come together under one voice, under one accord, under one union, and under one government, to scream for Hallelujah Day, the day that the God of Biafra has made. Above all, I say may God bless Her Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister of Biafra, Her Excellency, Dr. Ngozi Oruabueze. Madam, we love you, we appreciate you, we say kudos for the great job you're doing, the yeoman's job you're doing. Madam, please ignore the naysayers. Ignore those individuals who are talking about falling back to autopilot. They say fall back to Briggy. From Briggy, they say fall back to autopilot. Fall and fall and fall they will. While we the Biafrans keep on going higher and higher and forward. Fellow Biafrans, today I'm very, very sad. I'm angry. Because again, we know the enemy. We know those who are after the land of Biafra. We know those who are causing the problems to the peoples of that so-called Nigeria. We know those who are sending their headsmen, their terrorists, to the different lands in seek of Ruga and all those nonsense they're talking about. We know those who are trying to send people into IDB camp to take their land. We know those who are siphoning the resources. We know those who are coming to Islamize us. We know those doing this. But again and again, the Yoruba, you guys, you allow the Fulani Caliphate to use you. Every time the Biafrans are ready to face head-on the Caliphate, suddenly the Yoruba politicians, I'll be more specific, the Yoruba politicians and those in the corridors of power, they allow the Caliphate to use them. During the Biafran War, we saw the role people like Obasanjo and the rest of them played. Fadikbe or whatever his name is. We saw the role they played. Awolowo, rest in peace, but we saw the role he played. Whenever we want to face the headsmen, the cabal, the caliphate heads on, unfortunately, the Yoruba elites, the Yoruba politicians, they allow themselves to be used. Today as we speak, we know those who went to Kenya to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu. We know those who are persecuting, not prosecuting, persecuting Nnamdi Kanu in court. We know those who have held Nnamdi Kanu for since 2021. Held him incommunicado, held him in a solitary confinement. But yet again, a Yoruba man in the name of Justice James Omotosho, he has again come to the rescue of the Caliphate. When he came into this case, we said Nnamdi Kanu cannot be tried in Nigeria. But somehow he came to sweeten things up. He started the case by saying, he was sorry for Nnamdi Kanu. He apologized for the time they've wasted about his life. Since 2015, he went back through a historical background of how he knew Nnamdi Kanu when he was in his 30s and all those nonsense. He won the heart of those who believed him, even though we, myself and the Biafran Golden Child, we did in-depth analysis exposing this man they call Justice James Omotosho, because we know him. We know a leopard can never change his skin. But he was able to convince Nnamdi Kanu and his legal counsel for them to go into this case. He said the case will be swift and fast. he will expedite the case, and before you know it, he was putting dates as quickly as possible. But now, suddenly, Justice James Omotosho has now adjourned the hearing for the no case claim put in by Nnamdi Kanu. It was adjourned till October 10th, 2025. October 10th. We are in July, August, September, October. Nearly 3 months. October 10th, 2025. This is the problem. To the Yorubas, when we, the Biafrans, speak this way, you guys might not understand where we are coming from. But over and over again, whenever it is time for us to face head on the dragon, to face those who are giving us hell, to face those who have come to conquer us, to face those who have promised to bring Islam to the land of Biafra, to face those who are busy siphoning the resources. Every time we rise up as a people, unfortunately, the Yoruba elites, not the Yoruba people, I'll be careful. Their politicians, the elites, they now connive and play this kind of nonsense they do with the caliphate. And before you know it, it now becomes 2 against 1. Because back in the days, it was Wazobia, the tripod they called Nigeria. For the Yorubas, we heard the story by Buba Galadima, how he himself, he called for a meeting. And from there, Buhari was brought into power to make sure Ilorin remains in the hands of the Fulanis. Today, there is Emir in Ilorin and the rest of them. But none of the Yoruba elites or the politicians have risen up to say what they did is wrong. None of your elites have come up in the public to condemn the caliphate. In fact, when you check on social media, apart from Koiki Media, our good friend, he's the only one who has come out to condemn what Buba Galadima said, that they went to bring Buhari back into politics because they felt that the Yorubas through OPC were trying to reclaim Ilorin. What's the crime to try to reclaim a state that belongs to you? What's the crime? But to the caliphate, they saw it as war. Hence, they went to bring back a jihadist man in the name of Buhari. Today, as we speak, Buhari is now gone, as they claim. But we saw what he brought in 2015. The advent of the killer headsmen, Boko Haram, ISIS, Lakorawa, and the rest of them. We got a taste of it when they claimed the Chibok girls were kidnapped and they put the blame on Goodluck Jonathan. They screamed, bring back our girls. But till this day, those girls, they are still nowhere to be found. So today, I am not happy that Justice James Omotosho has allowed himself to be used against the case of Nnamdi Kanu. 3 months is too much. They put in a case for a no-case hearing. Even you heard from Kenya. Kenya has also come out to wash their hands off. They put the ball back in the court of Nigeria, saying Nigerian government, Buhari and Malami must come out in the public to explain how they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu because there was no agreement from Kenya. According to Kenya, Nnamdi Kanu should still be in Kenya because his passport, there was no stamp of exit from Kenya. Justice James Omotosho knows about this. Yet he put a date and said for the next 3 months before he will give a verdict on the case of Nnamdi Kanu. 3 months to give a verdict for a no case. Fellow Biafrans, this brought me to the X page of one of the highly revered legal counsel of Nnamdi Kanu, Barrister Aloy Jimako. So I want us to read what he said on his Twitter page, and I'll carry on from there. He said, and I quote, "The matter of FRN versus MMK, which is Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Nnamdi Kanu has been adjourned to 10th October 2025 for ruling on the no case submission. The lengthy adjournment was made necessary by the oncoming judicial vacation that will commence in few days. Thank you for your support and prayers. He was trying to be nice there, saying that the reason for the lengthy so-called adjournment was because of the oncoming judicial vacation, where judges goes on leave for seminars, for training and workshops and the rest of them. He's trying to be more rational in his approach. He's trying to justify the understanding from the judge. He's trying to play it peaceful, trying to keep the peace, trying to make the Biafrans to stay calm. And he also thanked us for the prayers and support. But I want to let Aloy Jibeka understand that this thing cannot be acceptable to the Biafrans, because they say every day a just man lives or stays in custody, that day they are being deprived of their right. Because this case of Nnamdi Kanu is as clear as water. It is clear this man has no case to answer. I don't understand why he will be taking it this far. I'm not happy about it. But fellow Biafrans, once again, the Yorubas or the Yoruba politicians and their elites have come into the mix of the problem between the Biafrans and the Fulani Caliphate. Justice James Omotosho, who claimed he was going to expedite the case of Nnamdi Kanu, is now suddenly given 3 months adjournment. Because the rumor we are hearing that they want to keep Nnamdi Kanu until 2027. That's the rumor we are hearing. If you hold a man till October, it means this year is already gone. If you hold a man till October, it means this year is already gone, because by October, you will now hear from the so-called prosecutors why the so-called no case submission should be struck off. Aloy Jibeka, that's something you did not mention in this, your submission. I bet you that on the 10th of October, Justice James Omotosho will now hear the so-called prosecutors, their appeal for the case not to be struck off as a no case submission. And before you know it, God forbid bad thing, but it might take this case to 2026. Lord have mercy, my heart is heavy. My heart is heavy, my people. This is the problem with Nigeria and the Western world. They are seeing this, but sometimes you just wonder. When you follow the peaceful route, when you follow the legal route, this is what you get from Nigeria. Those who say go to court, go to court. If you want your freedom, go to court. This is what you get. They will delay you and frustrate you to the end. While a just man who was kidnapped by the Buhari government, the late Buhari government, a man who was kidnapped is still being held, despite Kenya has come in the public to say they have no hands in it. Kenya, a country where this man was kidnapped, has come out in the public. The government of Kenya has come in the public to say they have no hand in what happened to Nnamdi Kanu. Yet Justice James Omotosho still deems it fit to delay the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu by 3 months. Lord have mercy. To the Biafran, this is why I'm saying that any of us who is still putting hope in the legal system of Nigeria, then that person is mad, is foolish. Any Biafran who still put hopes in Nigeria or the legal system of Nigeria, that person is mad, is crazy and foolish. We've told you nothing good can come out of Nigeria. When it comes to the Biafrans, nothing good can come out of Nigeria. When our sister Natasha went to the court case hearing, under who? Under Justice Binta Nyako. Suddenly, Binta Nyako now respected the so-called judicial proceedings in a legal system. And she said what they did to Natasha was wrong, and she asked them to cancel that so-called suspension and reinstate her back into becoming a senator. But you and I know, if she was a Biafran woman, she's wasting her time. Only the Biafrans don't get justice in that so-called Nigeria. Hence, I'm calling out on Justice James Omotosho. I will speak in your language, in your Yoruba language. I will speak to you. Eshora o, kini itenshe kodao, kini itenshe baba yi kodao, keshora. Efo owoyin dada out of this case. Wash your hands of this case. Keshora o. Monsofu insio keshora. Maybe not take that time. Be careful. Eshora, because this thing where they put your hands so. This case you are putting your hands so. Justice James Omotosho. If you're not careful, Nigeria will find a way to make this case to carry your head, because you are the one presiding in a case like this. And according to your ethics, you must respect the rule of law and follow judicial proceedings. For the fact you heard that this man was kidnapped from Kenya, where is the equity there? Why still go through the court case when you heard this man was kidnapped from Kenya and the government of Kenya has come out to wash their hands off? Justice James Omotosho, Shorao, Monsofunyo, Kiritenshi, Kodao, Shora, Motisofunyo, Shora. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. I have taken my time to speak to him in a language he will understand, the language of his ancestors. Shora, be careful. I rest my case.
Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High Himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake, Biafra will come. Because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. Our enemies are equally important because they must listen. Those who do not love the truth must listen. Those who are beholden to darkness, they must also listen. For we are here to bring light upon a very darkened continent without Biafra. Africa is nothing without Biafra. There is no difference between a black man and a wild animal in the forest. We say with every ounce of conviction. I welcome each and every one of you. If you're joining us for the very first time, this is Radio Biafra. This is how we do it. We magnify the name of the Most High before we do anything. That is why we are exceptionally formidable. That is why...